Hey everyone, this is June Lucal, and I'm doing a Facebook Live on, what is today? June 21st, 2022, and I'm going to be demonstrating a kit, but some alternatives for this kit. So I know not everybody likes to do treats or three-dimensional kind of projects, and so I know particularly my mother, and so I wanted to show everyone how there are ways that you can use the supplies that they give you in other ways. So I'm going to use, plus there's a really great stamp set that isn't even really used in this particular one, but it's adorable and I love it and I'm going to use it some more. So anyway, I wanted to tell everybody, by the way, that these kits are on sale right now through the end of June, and that's one of the reasons. There's actually several reasons why I decided to do kits today, but basically I thought this would be a great opportunity. So yes, hi Nancy, and someone else just got on, and I'm hoping more people will. Yay, you guys are the best. Yeah, it's been a tiring week, and I just found out a couple of my kids at school have COVID. So yay. Looking forward to more, not looking forward to, I'm being facetious, more reports about people being sick. So I've been pretty good about wearing my mask, but not perfect as I have been for 2 years. So of course, think good thoughts. So, but it's been really tiring, and I'm hoping to keep tonight relatively short so that I can get to bed at a reasonable hour. Just thinking too much yesterday and just too much in my mind, I guess. I didn't get much sleep. So, all right. So let me make the camera go down so that you can see my workspace. All right. Okay. Here we go. All right. Okay, so here I have this kit, by the way. Got some extra stuff on my desk. All right, so this is the kit. It's called Let's Party Treats. All right, and inside of this kit comes a lot of things. I don't even know if I put it all back in, to be honest. But I already took the stamps and put them on things already. So let's see. This is what you can see. The various cute stamps here. So we have Let's Party, for you, my friend, it's your day, hooray, this cute little chameleon, these two birds, you're the best, a balloon, all really good things. And these aren't even the ones that they recommend. It comes with some die cuts that are pre-colored and cut for you. So it's really just a matter of popping them together and adding a couple decorations. You know, if you wanted to do this, follow this to the T. However, I have some alternatives for you that I think you're gonna like. Oh goodness, I just realized I didn't cut a couple things. Well, let me keep showing you what I got. So in this set, we have dimensionals, we have some tear and tape, we got those stamps I mentioned. It comes with Misty Moonlight, which is discontinued right now. This is what these came in. Some die cuts that I've used a couple of already. These are just rectangles for the words, and obviously I've borrowed, started some. This is the sheet that goes with the stamps. And then we have, these are little enamel dots, basically, which I like these. I could see using those for other things. These are just adhesive dots to help put the whole card together if you don't have other things. And then here are the, these are already pre-colored and pre-cut, or die cut, I should say, I guess. Just got to pop them out. I'm going to pop this one out and this one because I actually already assembled my examples just to make sure it all worked, which is why I realized I don't think I cut my paper for this. But this also comes with an acrylic block. Now, paper pumpkins, the very first one comes with a block, but each of these kits seems to come with one too, which is really great. You could even collect them. It's not bad to have some extra ones. And then finally, these are little pillow boxes, all right, and they're reversible. So you got like kind of like a 2-in-1. And what you can do is to fold this, and then this, and then this kind of, there's a little score line right here. It's like a football, kind of hard to tell, but that will go in a little like this, and so will that. And then this. And so when you put this tear and tape on, this little flap here, okay, and you close it up. You've probably seen these before. All right, and then you can close that. You can actually make them flat first. All right, and then you can pop this up. So, and then that would be like that. There. There. Okay, so you could put candy in there, you could put a gift card in there, chapstick. These are great for little mini gifts, cute little packaging without a ton of effort, and you're going to get some oohs and ahs about that. So that's what the picture indicates, and you could do it the opposite way with make a yellow box, and then you just put things on. But not everybody likes something that's three-dimensional like that. So let me show you a couple alternatives. All right, let's put some of this back in here. Okay. All right, lots in there. So first of all, wait, let me put it up here. Okay. Yep. All right. So I will do this first one. Okay. So I have Mango Melody. I don't know why I have so much trouble. It's one of my favorite colors. I get, maybe it's because the lack of sleep, right? Yeah. I do kind of get tongue-tied over this one though sometimes. All right, I probably should use a bone folder for that, but here's my card, and it'll be just like this, and then navy blue, this is going to be 5 inches by 3 3/4. That doesn't look right at all. Oh dear, I think that's supposed to be bigger. Yeah, that would have been a good idea of mine to be. All right, now we can talk. I found another piece. 3 3/4. I must have measured that wrong. That definitely didn't work. Must have been 2 3/4 or something. All right, this looks more like it. Okay, so here's 3 3/4 by 5. So it's going to have a significant border. And I'll tell you, anyone who lives in Northeast Ohio might recognize these colors. These are my alma mater for my university. So it's Kent State University. So sometimes they have more of a royal blue, but I've seen navy too. So, all right, that's going to go right here in the center. All right, so now I'm going to use this cute kangaroo. This one's going to be off for a minute. And then I'm going to use one of these. Actually, I'm going to use 2 of these. All right, so here's the idea. I'm going to make this just like I showed you before. All right, yep. All right, so that's going to, you know what, I'm going to use a bone folder. This would be a good thing to have more of a crease on. All right, and then that. All right, so that is, I'm going to make this little pocket. All right, and okay, there is my tear and tape. I love how it tears. My tearable tape. Tearable, you know, able to be torn. All right. So I'm just going to make this little pocket, and instead of popping it up, it's going to stay flat on the front of my card because I'm going to put something inside of it. All right. So, yeah, I probably should have cut that before I did that. Okay, maybe I can do this without it. So I want to actually cut on this little fold here. See how this would have been easier if I did this the different way. Maybe I can do it this way. Yeah, this works. All right, so there's a little fold line, a little score line here, and it's not that hard to cut out. So here I have a little kind of like pocket, all right? And then I also want to put a piece of tape in there for like straight across the bottom here, because I don't want it to come all the way through. All right, so I'm going to put that right here at the bottom, and then we'll close that up. Okay, and it's okay that a little bit's showing because this is going to be attached on there. Okay, let's put that on. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but you can tell you're an art teacher when you have blue fingers. Today, and I don't know. I don't want to say I don't know what I was thinking, because it wasn't for a lack of trying. It was actually just the best scenario out of some not so great scenarios. Let's see. So today we did tie-dyeing and paper making. And thankfully I have an amazing 14-year-old assistant who knows what she's doing when it comes to paper making. So she took a few kids at a time and I took a few kids at a time to do the tie-dyeing. And eventually we got all 28 kids done. Some even got to make extra paper. So, but it was a long day, I'll say. And of course, every time I put my gloves on to do something, somebody needed me to do something with yarn, or something like I just needed my gloves off. So I ended up taking my gloves off, but I had to do some of my other, like fill a bottle and all these different things. So I ended up becoming kind of painted. So this is really actually better than I was, but look, ugh. And then I have eczema on top of it. So now I have lines that are like cracks, like it's like earthquake zones here, like I don't know. Anyway, sorry for the colorful hands, but you can tell I was working hard today. All right, so back to this. Now I want something that slides in there. So what I decided to do is cut this down. All right, so I'm going to use my cutter, and I'm going to cut this right here. So I'm lining up the score line, the existing score line, and I'm going to cut this. Because I'm going to use this for something else in a minute. But I'm going to trim this down slightly because it won't fit quite great. It'll be kind of hard to move. Not impossible, but it's kind of tricky. So I'm going to make it easier for whoever is looking at your card. And I think I need to cut a little bit more off than that. All right, there. Okay. So, on top of all the things I was doing today, tomorrow is paper mache day, which is also very messy, as you know. So I just realized I put that on slightly crooked, which probably only perfectionist me is noticing, but it's starting to bug me. Anyway, let me cut the end off. I'm going to cut the end off of this. And, all right, then I also, now these paper snips are awesome. If you have an X-Acto blade, you could do the same thing, but what I'm going to do is actually kind of just stab it with my, probably would have been easier to do before I cut that, but you gotta be careful you don't stab yourself. Okay, so I just dug that in, all right, and I can cut that on that line because you don't want to cut all the way through. You just want to cut a little arc, all right, because here's the finished product actually. All right, so here I have a little gift card, and you see how I have this little card tucked in? It's very, very simple. All right, so that just gets there, and then I put a ribbon around it. These were not with the kit, but they are things you might have. This was linen twine thread, and then this is gold ribbon. So, all right, so I'll just basically finish this. I had to punch a hole in that, and I have this is an 1/8 inch hole punch that I have. It's a cheapy generic one, but if you have something that works, I don't think we do anymore. We used to, but I don't think we do anymore. All right, so, and then this is my gold ribbon. Shimmer ribbon. This is shimmer ribbon. Okay, so I'm going to put that through the hole, and then I'm going to make that a little bit longer than I need it to be because I'm going to trim it. And I took my other sewing scissors to school, so, and you know what, I'll trim that too while we're here. Okay, so then I need the ribbon, the linen thread. See, it's weird. They call it linen thread, but it's not really a thread. It sounds more like twine, which I guess is why I keep calling it that. It used to be thinner, but oops. All right. So this I thought was kind of convenient to have this little cutout, because then sometimes the knot gets in the way. Oops, I made this kind of long. So hopefully I don't have much of nails right now. I have washed my hands so many times, and I'm hoping that's okay, or a good thing when it comes to this little outbreak we have. But I've been wearing my mask, but not, like I said, very diligently as I should have. Considering how much I have recently, I've just like been run. People came in and I didn't have a chance to put it on. I didn't fret about it, but now I'm a little worried because here's the thing. It's not even for myself. I don't want to cancel my camp and put 28 families disappointed and have to find alternative childcare and, you know, all that other stuff. So, all right, I think I'm gonna have to cut that tiny bit more, just a smidge. All right. Okay. So that'll go in there nicely. There. And you can put a gift card in there. And this cutie's going to go on the front. I'm only going to, this pops up already, and I could put a dimensional there. I'm going to put glue dots here because I just want that to be flat. So you could use any adhesive really, but so, hey, Jill's here. Yay. From the big city of Manaway. That's true. In fact, I was telling, the boys couldn't believe there was a McDonald's in Manaway. I don't know. Eventually they remembered going, at least the one for driver's ed. I remember driving there and getting a milkshake. That was before I could actually, or that was when I could actually drink milk. Let's see. Oh, See, I was so efficient. I put everything back in my box. But I'm going to put one over. That's right. I got to put. So it came with dots, but I'm just using these over here. I'm going to put one on her ear too. Okay. What I'm thinking about doing is making this for my assistant, the one that's so good at paper making. Okay. So there. Because the words I chose for this are for you, my friends. So, and I think I'm going to put you are the best in the inside. Right. Oh, I'm like, this is the wrong kit. They look alike. Okay, here we are. That's what I was looking for. A thing for the words. All right, so I'm going to use Night of Navy. I have that stamping spot, but I'm going to leave it closed up for the moment. So for you, my friend. So hopefully Madeline's not watching this video because she'll know what I'm making for her. But or not, I don't know. Okay, so then you could pop this out ahead of time, whichever, but this is going to go right there. So I think I actually made it over more on my first example, but I already put that there. So I could put that off the edge a little bit, I suppose. All right, so anyway, that's this card. So let's see. I think I will go off the edge layer. So this brings your eye over here because you're like, wait, something's wrong. It's not even. It's something unusual sticking out. So, yep, okay. All right, so that's my card, one of them. Okay, so the next one, I'm going to use the crocodile or alligator, whichever you want to call it. It depends on what continent you're on, I suppose. All right, I need to cut this down. So this is the piece that was left over from the first card, the thing that held the gift card. So I'm going to cut that down so that's even on both sides. All right, so it's more of it's kind of like a pill shape, I guess, or I don't know what the shape that would be called. I'm good at geometry, but I don't know if that one has a name, to be honest. And then what I wanted to do is kind of make that look like water, like it's this part of a swamp kind of thing. So I just realized, well, I didn't just realize, I knew this before, but let me cut this here. Okay, so this will be the card base. It's just, oh, it's basic white now. There, nice and crisp edge. Oh, this is going this way. And then, this is 1 1/8 by 3 3/4, which is, this will be it. All right, so this, I wanted something to match this little guy. I just guessed that if it was Granny Apple Green. It looks like it to me. So I'm going to adhere that to this card, and it's not going to be centered, actually. It's almost like it's part of something else that's ending, if that makes sense. That's just one way to interpret it, I suppose. But, or it could be something that's like faux wrapped around. I'm not sure. More than one way to look at things, right? Okay, so, oh, yeah. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's sort of like the green around the swamp. This is going to go right here, but before I do that, I wanted to use another part from my kit. So what I did was I used the pink one. This is Melon Mambo, I think. And I'm going to make this kind of look like a sun. Look like a sun? Sunset? Sunrise? Something like that. All right. So I'm going to glue that one down. My fingers hurt. I've actually put lotion on like 4 times today. I've probably washed my hands about 20. And I'm not even exaggerating. All right. And then this is going to go over it. Kind of like that. All right. So let's just put, see, it just needs to be a little closer to the edge there. Okay. And then this will go over this. So it's going to meet up to the sun, and there's going to be this much green and a smaller amount of green, so that's going to be some interest because it's a variety of shapes and sizes. And they're 3 different colors, and these 2 are, this is my formula. It worked out again. So these 2 are complements of each other, so meaning across the color wheel, and then this one is analogous to one of these colors, so that's analogous to green. So blue is analogous to green. So that's my formula. We have an analogous set of colors and a complementary set of colors. And once again, not even on purpose, I did that. Okay, and then the words I'm going to choose for this one is "You're the best." So I could do this for you, my friend, and then "You're the best" here. I could put that other one in the inside before I put everything away. So, "You're the best." And I was like, what would a alligator be talking to a bird? And so I was thinking, well, it made me think, I don't know if anybody has ever heard of Paul Klee, but he is an artist from Switzerland, I believe. And he had some scleroderma kind of disease, and he couldn't, he had some muscle issues. And so he ended up, his style of painting was very kind of childlike. I really, really liked it. Still like it, but one of the ones that I like was cute because it had a cat, and it was really literal. I can be kind of literal sometimes, but it had a cat with a picture of a bird on its forehead, and it had a heart-shaped nose, and it was really cute. And here's the thing, the bird was on its mind. You get it? It's on its, it's like in its mind. It's like just the whole, I don't know if anybody, I thought that was very humorous. So that's kind of what made me think of this when I looked at this alligator, because he's smiling and he's like, this bird would be a great snack. So if I said, "You're the best," that could mean you're a great person, or it could mean birds taste good, right? So I don't know. I clearly overthink things, right? So, anyway, that's why you guys love me, right? I don't know. I hope you do. Because I love you guys. You are so inspiring. I don't know what I'd do without you. All right. So I'll put that right here too. I wanted to put the words near kind of the focus of, my whole. So it also brings the eye around kind of like this, I thought. So, and then I need some non-paper embellishments, right? So I'm going to use those really cute, what you call them, enamel dots. All right. So I'm going to put one up here. I could actually put one. I could put one up there. And then I was having trouble using my take your pick tool for some reason. So I could use a pin, I can use my nail. All right, and then I almost just did two. Because with this bird, it kind of looked like a third one. But perhaps we need another one. That'll pull you through too. All right. So now we have two. And using the alternative, right? It's not, these were not the way that they intended. All right, so here I have another one. This is the last one I'm doing tonight. It's 8:41, so I think I can do this. All right, so I wanted to use a different green, but unfortunately I also wanted to use my blender, Stampin' Blends, and I don't have, you know, I could have done, I don't know where they are though, because they weren't in the drawer. I'm pretty sure I've shaded spruce, come to think of it. Yeah, I'll just do this color. I know I already used this color, but it's a good color, right? So, okay, so these are Stampin' Blends, and I stamped this cutie. Oh my gosh, look at this little chameleon. It's so cute. So I stamped this already and cut it out. Can you see? Look how cute he is. Here, wait, let's get that. There. He is so cute. And then he's got a little, I don't know, bug on him. Could be a firefly. That's my interpretation. So, originally I actually changed this all around. What I ended up doing, since that's going to have a border of white, I wanted this to be like a little border of white. So what I ended up doing was, this is Balmy Blue, and I cut it just slightly short of this white, which is got an 1/8 inch border, so this white is like a 16th inch border. Okay, so it ends up looking something like that, which I can attach. Okay, and I actually could probably use, I'm always pushing my workspace. I'm going to do this side. It's a little chunk. All right, and I'm going to put this on top. And I'll look right here. All right, and then I wanted to use another one of these. Yes, this is the same color. I tried it other ways, and it made me think of a moon, but the moon wouldn't have been blue, or a sun, which wouldn't have been, it could have been yellow. I thought about that. I looked for some circles I had done, but this was like a really small one compared to this. So I was like, you know what? I just want this to be a focal point, and it doesn't have to be a crazy bold one. I just really want us to see that. So this little guy, see that still, it brings your eye to it, even though it's the same color. Okay, I think that works. So the other thing is, I wanted something for this little guy to stand on. So I was thinking, one of the stamp sets that I bought, I'm sorry, die sets, is, goes with that harvest. And it was just here. Here it is. Under a couple things. Okay, so it's this one that comes with some echinacea and asters and things, and I'm pretty sure we still have this one. But this one is a branch, or it could be a tree. I don't know. I thought this was kind of a nice versatile one because it could be either. So I am making this, I already cut it out, and it is a branch. Okay, so So I'm going to put this back for the moment before I lose it, because, you know, Bermuda Triangle. And then this is going to go over that. So I was actually thinking about popping this whole thing up, which would mean this would be a little bit fragile off the edge, but it would still probably be okay. So dimensionals. All right. All right, put that. So remember the rule of thirds, we divide it three ways this way. Wherever they would cross, each of these corners is the best place for a focal point. So see if you had this imaginary line, you know, 2/3 of the way over, and this one's 2/3 of the way down, your focal point would be somewhere around here. All right, okay, and then this I'm going to have maybe come like this, because he'll sit on the branch. Oop. It's really moving. Okay. Oh, he could sit on this one. Okay. So I'm actually going to bend that a little bit down because I don't really want to snag on stuff, right? Okay, I'm going to use my glue. I'm going to see approximately where this goes. So I put glue on the main center part. You just need a little bit, goes a long way. So I'm going to do it a little farther down because it needs some room to be on there, right? All right. Okay, let's put this. I'm going to pop, well, no, let me color him. All right, so I'm going to, I already fussy cut him so that it would be a little easier. And I'm going to start with the darker one. So I would say that probably the most shadow would be on his belly, if the sun was above him. And then, you know, on the underside of his legs. And then probably this part of his tail, if the light was coming from this direction, perhaps. Okay. Let's see. I'll do the underlid of his notoriously round eyes that can see every direction. I'm going to put some more where his belly is. Okay. Now, I'm going to take the light one and go over the whole thing, including the darker marker that I did just now. And it's places, see, where there's still two tones, then you can do another layer of that, and it makes kind of like a third tone. And so like here where it's darker green and lighter green, you can put another one next to the darker green, sometimes more than one. And there's the two layers of lighter green kind of equal a medium green. So that's why it makes it blend, makes it look printed or watercolored or something. Okay, and then he's cute. I like that. And then for the bug, I have, well, one thing I wanted to glow a little bit. And I do have Stampin' Blends of this, but this marker's out right now. So I'm going to just kind of put a little glow around the bum of the, I don't know, I guess it could be a mosquito now that I look at it, but I like fireflies better, right? So, well, that's just weird. I know I've got a brown. Here's the soft suede. I really thought I got, I guess I put it back. Okay. So, this is the bug. All right, so let's pop this one up. So here's a colored version. All right, so it almost really compares, except for like the black lines are darker than the ones that they printed here, but it's I think it's comparable. I mean, it's their artwork, right? So okay, so I could probably fit one big one. Yeah, I can do that. Right there. And I might put a half one under the bug. Okay. I don't know. You sort of see it. Not really. All right, well, that'll go right there. So we'll take that off. Okay, there. Now I need some words, so what I thought we could do is hooray, it's your day. And just put that, kind of bringing your eye to it. So I'll just do that in Memento ink because that's what the chameleon is in. Okay, so we'll do hooray. It's your day. So if we want to put anything that was non-paper, we could do, I'd say some kind of small point element, like these might be nice. And then it brings your eye in. And I do my scaling triangle. So none of the sides would be the same length. But now it comes in like that. All right. So, all right, I've got 3 cards and it's almost 9 and I am going to take a shower and go to bed and hopefully be as healthy as I can be for my kids tomorrow. So, hopefully, actually we did it this direction. All right, that's the order we did it in. Okay, so these are some of my things that I made from this kit that were different than the original design. And so those of you who do not like 3-dimensional projects, here's the 3-dimensional project. You can cut things up, you can keep things flat, you can use things for other, other ways than it was intended. You could take this design and put it on a card just like as is. You could totally do that. I brought some other materials in at times, but like this one was entirely included. All right, so a couple things had a couple extra things, but not much. Oh, the white cardstock and the green wasn't actually, so forgive me. All right, so these are the cards. Now, a couple things, just a reminder, in case you didn't check my website, today only is free shipping on any order of $75 or more. So I know I almost forgot about it. So, and I did forget it the last time we had free shipping. So, be sure if that, now, since we're in Eastern Standard Time and we're talking 11:59 Mountain Standard Time, that means we have till almost 2 a.m. if anybody's a night owl and wants to put in an order late. But that's not everybody. And then Sending Good Thoughts is the paper pumpkin that's coming up, and it looks very cute. I like nautical, the beach kind of themes, and Sending Good Thoughts, I'm actually saying that all the time. So you need to sign up for this one before July 10th if you are interested. And that more information is on my website. Now, if you're doing the free shipping, you might want to do this buy one, get one 50% off sale. And that these kits, including the one that I did 2 weeks ago, you could get the one kit and get the second kit half off. And it automatically, the website automatically takes the 50% off the more expensive kit if you do that. So the other thing is, if you have a friend who hasn't gotten into, but thought you think they might be interested in it, this would be a great way to get them started, because everything's included. And so they can, this would be a great gift, right? I'm actually thinking of getting a few extra for gifts. Like this one with the robots would be great for kids. There's some birthday ones. There's some that you just assemble. There's some that you stamp a little bit. Great for beginners, great for busy people, great for teachers who are busy too, and all that. So here's your chance, but that is only until June 30th. So that's, 9 days away. Okay, and last chance sale. All right, this is, I think I included this on my website, but either way, if you go to the online store, it lists all the things. These are all the from the January to June mini catalog. All the things that are going to be off, be discontinued. And then there's sales, and you need like a microscope for this, but there are things for 50% off. A number of things. Windmill field dyes, 50% off. Brilliant rainbow dyes, 50% off. That would be a good one. There's one I just got. Oh, the greenhouse one. The greenhouse one is 50% off here somewhere. The Horizon bundle. Oh, anyway, I did not check if these things are still available, but they're while supplies last. All right, and there's tiny, tiny print, which means there's a lot of items that are going to be discontinued. So, along with your kits, this would be a good time, something to get for your free shipping order. Okay? And then that's good for now. All right. So, yeah, I can call you. So, all right. So, hopefully you enjoyed this, and you'll be back in 2 weeks. I still have a bunch of camps going on, and we're just going to try this every other week thing. So, 2 weeks would be July 5th. Is that right? I think it would be July 5th, if I'm counting correctly. Should have checked. All right. Okay, well, have a wonderful night, and I'll see you back. Oh, I did forget. Mystery card. I need to get that pulled together. I'm going to try to do that next Monday night. All right. So I will try to get the clues out soon, in the next day or two. I also have a mermaid sculpture to work on, and she's been waiting for a couple weeks. So I kind of need to, there's a lot to do. Anyway, stay tuned for the mystery card. I hope to be that next Monday. All right. Have a great night. Thanks. Bye.